Hi, my name's Steve Berry. I'm the sheriff of Summit County. This is the only agency I've ever worked for as a law enforcement officer for the last 35 years. Definition of good police relations or law enforcement relations with your communities is your being there, being out in the public. And what I mean by that is not just driving by. It's doing parking walks. It's visiting your seniors. It's getting to know the community that you patrol, because that way we gain a trust with those people. Over the years, it's become a saying at the Summit County Sheriff's Office, make us proud today, go out and make a friend. You know, most of the times we respond to a negative situation much more than a positive. We proactively try to promote the positiveness, that we are there, we are a resourceful tool, rather than just making arrests, rather than just issuing speeding or some type of motor vehicle infraction type citations. We're there to help them. We're a resource in their community. A lot of us live in their communities, and we want them to know that, you know, we care about what happens in that community just as much as they do.
I have one of the best jobs in our department, I'll be honest with you. I'm Sergeant Mike Walsh. I work for the Summit County Sheriff's Office. I'm the head of community policing for the department. When you work with the public, they tell you real fast what they want and they don't want. And it's the key. I really believe the key to community policing is listening.
We have a senior watch program, and that usually, by the numbers, goes from anywhere from 100 to around 130 senior citizens that we check on at least twice a month through our patrol division, because they're usually shut-ins with very little family that close or anything like this. So they sign up for our program. We check on them. The deputies check on them while they're patrolling.
March of 2014, I was doing a senior check in Twinsburg Township with the senior I had. And as I went to go to the senior check, I entered the home, I could smell a real bad odor of natural gas coming from the home. And I started talking to Mr. Johnson, and he was complaining that he was having a headache at the time. So at which time I got him out of the house, called the squad for him, and they checked him out. And they also had to call the gas company because they found two gas leaks inside his garage that was coming inside the house.
And also, we do it for another reason. We know that 85% of our seniors will not report a crime. But if they build a relationship with that deputy, they'll report the crime to the deputy. It won't be like they're calling the sheriff's office to report a crime. They're telling a friend what happened.
We have a detective assigned regarding cases against the elderly.
And those crimes can be financial exploitation, theft. It can be neglect, serious neglect issues in the home. We do follow up all the cases of abuse.
We have a detective assigned to the DD board, which is the developmentally disabled, people with either physical or mental type problems. So this detective has been educated in how to be with victims who are not the best witnesses.
It's amazing of how many allegations come on a daily basis, disheartening, but it's very rewarding because you can be the voice of these individuals to finally get justice.
We restarted up the Citizens Academy just this past few months. We actually just had a graduation of a Citizens Academy a couple of weeks back, and got nothing but really positive comments and a lot of people asking when's the next one. And we try to touch over a 10-week period on what we do as an agency. So they actually get involved in shoot, don't shoot situations and things of this nature. And they seem to come away with a real, I feel, from what I've heard and the comments that were made to me, a newfound respect for law enforcement and what we do.
The scenarios were really exciting because you see a situation that's unpredictable and you realize how quickly you have to react. And it's all based on what the other person's going to do.
I do believe that their way of looking at it and thinking about how we're reacting is now not second-guessed as quickly, I guess, for lack of a better term, when we do have to do things. A perfect example is a few weeks ago we had people from out of the area, some young adults as well as teenagers, come into one of the cities we patrol and steal a few vehicles. They had weaponry. This was in the middle of the night. They had actual long semi-automatic rifle as well as a handgun, and we actually ended up in a foot pursuit as well as several hour, for lack of a better term, manhunt on one of the young people who was carrying a firearm through neighborhoods, etc. Because of this confidence that they have in us, as well as the relationships we've built due to the proactive community policing we do, we were getting phone calls from these people down in our radio room. Hey, I got a young man, and in my backyard just ran through this type of thing.
In the Neighborhood Watch, what we do is we address the current crimes that have occurred in their neighborhood. We get them involved in our different programs. We cover the stats for their neighborhood, everything that's occurred for the year. So they know, because a lot of people everyone thinks that nothing happens in their neighborhood. So we let them know, not to scare them, but to inform them, because safe people stay informed.
Sergeant Walsh has been a real driving force. The drug usage is way down. We haven't had any calls or anything about any drugs anymore. Our thefts are way down.
And we started out initially with probably 8 members. We now have 28. I think our neighborhood feels more secure. Oh, I appreciate it tremendously.
Shop with a Cop, it's a Christmas time event. The kids come to us by various sources of people calling and saying, hey, my family needs help because of this stress. And a lot of times, instead of having me showing up at your house and your parents were fighting and you see me arrest one of the parents and I become the bad guy because you took away mommy or you took away daddy, we take that equation out of it. And it's about toys. It's about having a fun day with pizza at the end. We eat lunch, we get to know them a little bit, and at the end of the day, they're all, I want to be a deputy one day, or I want to be, they tell you this one day. And so they have a real positive experience. Our golden ticket, I'd much rather give you a present than give you a ticket. So, and that's the goal of the program, was that we had a positive experience with our community. And I went out and teamed up with our businesses, and I asked them to give me something, and this was the goal. So some gave me, buy a pizza, get a free pizza. And basically the whole sheet was a giant coupon. And one of our goals was to increase seatbelt wearing. So I saw you wearing your seatbelt. I just walked up to you, pump, and say, hey, ma'am, I saw you pull in the parking lot here, and I saw that you were wearing your seatbelt. And I'm really glad to see you're wearing your seatbelt. So I just want to give you something today. We appreciate you wearing your seatbelt, and we'd give them a golden ticket. Sometimes they're like, did I do anything wrong? And we said, no, you did everything right.
Make it a part of your daily activities. Make community policing and interacting with people in a proactive manner that you initiate part of your daily activities. Don't let your budget or anything. If they're out patrolling townships, cities, this type of thing, have some parking walks. If you see people out and you have the time, just stop, say, hey, how's your day doing? How you doing? Can we do anything for you? Our proposed budget for 2016 is $3.6 million underneath the 2008 budget we had here in Summit County for the Sheriff's Office.
There's a lot of resources out there that are willing to help. You just got to be the person that opens the door and connects the dots. And the community will come out. I do almost everything I do now at zero cost, because there's still no money in our budget for it.
And that's what we are trying to do, is pay it forward for their trust in us. We want to provide the confidence back to them. I mean, there's been such an assault, especially fueled, I hate to put it this way, but fueled by media coverage of things that are happening in the areas of law enforcement across this nation nowadays. When you have the people pretty much on your side and understanding a little better of what your job entails and how you are as a person, I think it certainly, most definitely helps to have the public support for your agency and the people of your agency, no doubt about it.